So many questions are running through your mind when you clicked on this video. What is the job market like in Canada? What salaries do they pay? Which province is going to be the best for my field? And the number one question winning in the race is that, will I find a job in Canada? In this video, I'm going to answer all your questions, and in the end, I will give you one bonus tip: how to crack the job interview in Canada. What kind of questions do they ask you in interviews? So let's start this fast-paced video with my favorite slow motion shot. Let's roll it. So I have divided this whole job list into two sections. Section number one, the most in demand job, which pays you a lot of money, but they ask for more qualification and experience. Second section, also most in demand job, but they are easy to get and they don't ask for a lot of qualification and they pay you decent money. So let's start with section one, most in demand, that pays you more money. That's Lake Ontario behind me. Alright, starting the list of jobs, the number one job sector, the most in demand jobs, the IT jobs. With Amazon, Facebook, Google and all the major giants in tech sector setting up their infrastructure in Canada, there is going to be a boom of IT jobs. So all the guys who are in IT sector, it's a very good news. You have abundance of jobs in Canada. This category is so widespread. You could be a programmer, developer, IT project manager, data analyst, system administrator, help desk analyst. I mean, you just name it and it's there. And the number one province for the IT sector is Ontario. Toronto is gonna top the list. There are so many jobs for IT guys in Toronto. Even if you start at an entry level, you will end up making at least $40,000 per annum. And depending on your level of expertise, your education, your experience level, it can go up to $120,000 per annum. So IT tech guys, if you're planning to come to Canada, right now is a very good time. Gear up, get your visa and head to Canada. Next on the list of most in demand jobs, medical profession. Now people who are in the medical profession, especially nurses, they are in big demand because Canada has a lot of aging population. There are a lot of aged care homes and medical centers and even hospitals. They always are looking for nurses. So if you are into the nursing profession, it's going to be very good for you, and nurses make a lot of money. Now if I tell you province wise, let's say Alberta, a head nurse can make up to $35 per hour, Vancouver $22 per hour, Ontario $17 to $18 per hour, Montreal $27 per hour, and in Ottawa $20 per hour. I mean, they are making money. Even if you start at an entry level as an associate nurse or nurse aide, you will still make at least $18 per hour. But there is a caveat here, because even if you have done masters in your home country, when you come here to practice as a nurse, you need to take a license or a certificate from the provincial nurse body. Once you do that, you're on for making money. Alright, next comes the business management category of jobs. Now all of you from BCom, MCom, mass communication, MBA, MCom, marketing and research and development, all these jobs comes under this one category, business management. So there are so many job roles, managers, assistant managers, associate managers, endless possibilities, because even all these sectors which I mentioned earlier, like the tech sector or the medical sector, they all have the business side to them, the business expansion side, and that's where all these roles comes in, where all the guys from commerce, and even art background can get into these things if you have some diplomas in management. So these jobs are also in great demand in Toronto, in Montreal, in Ottawa, even in Vancouver. So you can make somewhere around $50,000 to almost $80,000 to $85,000 per annum, depending on how much growth you make in your job positions. Next on my list is the banking sector. In bank jobs, people are making money somewhere around $50,000 per annum to $75,000. But banks have their own assessment system, and you might take at least 3 to 5 months for you to get a job. So if you're willing to wait, then yes, banking jobs have good scope in Canada, and the level of progress that you make, the more money you will start making gradually in this process. Construction is a very big business here in Canada. So if you are an engineer, especially a civil engineer, a lot of scope for you. You can make up to $60,000 per annum as a civil engineer in Canada. But you will have to take a provincial certificate to get into this profession. And there is a possibility of exponential growth in this field. For civil engineers, the places are Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary. These are the places where you will find a lot of job opportunities. Next on the list is the hospitality sector. Now we come to hotel management. Especially in Toronto, there are so many restaurants and bars, and the hospitality sector is very big. You can make anywhere from $40,000 to $75,000 in the hospitality sector. In Canada, tourism industry is also booming. So guys, even in the tourism, you can make a lot of money. So hospitality sector, yes, definitely on. Alright, section 1 is complete. The list of jobs which are in demand, they pay you well, but at the same time you need specialized skills and degrees and diplomas to get those jobs. Now moving on to section 2, also most in demand jobs, but here you don't need a lot of qualification or experience, and these jobs are easy to find. So let's begin with the list. Now when you come to Canada and you immediately want to start making money and don't want to eat into your funds which you have got from your home country, the quickest and the easiest job where you don't need a lot of qualification and experience are the general labor jobs in factories, in warehouses, in supermarkets. You always have a demand for these jobs. All you have to do is lift boxes from one place to another and general cleaning of the area. These jobs only requirement is that you have to be physically fit and energetic and enthusiastic. You can make up to $14 per hour on these jobs, and they are very easy to get. Alright, next on the list of easy to find job, customer service representative and sales associate. Everywhere in Canada, customer service is of utmost importance, and everywhere sales associates are required, in Walmart, in Costco, in Shoppers Drug Mart, and the entire retail sector. These jobs are in great demand. You can make up to $14 per hour at an entry-level position, and in the sales associate position, you can earn a lot of commission if you are a good salesman. All right, now is the time for the bonus tip. It's getting freezing cold. Let's go home, and over a cup of coffee, I will give you that bonus tip which will help you crack the job interview here in Canada. Okay, after this cup of warm coffee, I want to quickly add one more thing to our list of jobs which we talked about. Whichever sector you join, tech sector, medical sector, construction, business sector, even if you start at entry-level position, you will still make at least $30,000 per annum, and then you can gradually grow into the salary segment that we discussed about earlier. Also, adding to our second section of jobs, easy to find jobs, I forgot to mention about drivers, Uber drivers or taxi drivers, and even truck drivers. All you have to do is get a license, driving license here. For Uber, you will have to buy a car. You can buy a pre-owned car, 4 to 5 years old car. You don't have to buy a new car, and you can easily get the finance here on cars. So you don't have to go for any job interview, get your car, get your license, start driving and start making money. Alright guys, now moving on to the bonus tip, how to crack that job interview and the kind of questions they ask you here in Canada. Okay, the number one question which always comes up in these jobs interviews here in Canada: tell us about a situation at your job earlier where you solved a problem using your skills. For this question, I would advise you to use the STAR method, and you will be able to impress everyone in the room. STAR method means situation, task, action, and result. You have to give them a picture of a situation that came up at your earlier job where there was a problem. What was the task given to you, your role in that situation, and what action you took to solve that problem, and what was the result, the positive outcome because of your skills that you used, and how your company benefited because of you and your skill in that particular situation. This is called the STAR approach. Make sure that when you go for the job interview, you must have at least one situation in your mind, because this question can be a deciding factor. They want to know whether you are a problem solver or not, and you have to come across as a guy or a girl who solves the problem at job. Next question, which is very common in all these interviews, they will ask you, tell us about yourself. They want to know your personality, but not your entire historical background. So don't start from your school time. Please be very brief and precise. Make sure whatever you tell them about yourself must relate to that particular job which you're interviewing for. So before you go for the interview, read the job description completely, understand all the key attributes that they are looking for in that job position, and through your personality, when you tell about yourself, bring out those key attributes. Whether that particular job requires a lot of people skill, let's say about sales associate or customer service representative, tell them how you're a people's person, how you love meeting new people. This is just an example, but that's how you have to relate a question about yourself with those key attributes of that job position. Okay. Another question which they might ask you in job interviews is, tell us about your strength and weakness. Now, please don't say that, oh, I don't have any weakness, because everybody has a weakness. If you are honest with them, if you share your weakness with them, they would appreciate it. But make sure whatever weakness you share should not affect that job position in any way. If you are applying for a sales position and you tell them that, oh, I'm a very shy person, this is my weakness, it will work against you. So find a weakness which does not hamper your role in that particular job position. And strength, yes, there are so many strengths we can share. That I'm a team player, I like working with my team, I'm dependable, I'm punctual, I value time. These are the key attributes which applies to all your positions. So these were some of my bonus tips on how to crack a job interview. That's how I cracked my job interview. Now, if you guys have any questions and ideas, put them in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So see you next time. Enjoy your life and good luck.